Is Steffon Diggs already being a diva on the Texans sidelines, man? What we gonna do with Damion Pierce? Cam Akers is looking good. What we gonna do with John Metchie? All this we're gonna talk about, man. Texans news. Let's talk about it.
Let's go.
Oh, how sweet it is. How sweet it is, Omar. We coming off of a fresh win. The boys looked good. CJ looked great like we expected. Tank looked great like we expected. But hey, you know what? That's surface level stuff, Omar. We in depth here. Now talking about these Texans boys, man. You joining us for the first time. This is the Bull Run Sports YouTube channel. This is where we come at you with the in-depth analysis. But hey, guess what? We're the most entertaining channel on YouTube when it comes to these Texans boys, man. So we're one-stop shop, man. Come laugh with us. Come get the in-depth analysis. Come get the rumors, the latest news, the breaking news.
We're panic.
The panic, the premature panic,
the premature panic, the premature celebration. Call it what you want to call it. The fact of the matter is the Houston Texans are winning the Super Bowl, and we're here to document it. That's what we're doing.
That's what it is. This is the channel where you come for the preemptive breakdown and recap of this year's Super Bowl run. That's what we're doing. It's the Bull Run. We've coined that term, man. If you hear somewhere else, you know where you heard it first. All right. So look, man. Let's get into it. Omar, we excited about these boys, man. We excited about these boys. It was a great game.
It was a great game. I mean, I'll say they. It's like that. I mean, they are who they thought who we thought they were, right? Or who we thought they were. What was that one? It's like they are who we thought they were.
Was he talking about his team? He was like, no. He was talking about the other. He was like,
he was talking about the other. Yeah. I can't remember exactly who it was. See, we gotta do a better job.
It was Green, right? It was
I can't. It's something like that.
Was it Dennis Green or I think so, right?
I don't remember exactly. I just remember the sentiment, right? He's like, they are who we thought they were.
Yeah, bro.
And our starters, they were exactly who we thought they were. Right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
It was awesome to see Lil Tank Dell, bro. Lil Tank Dell run through there like he much bigger. He plays much bigger than he is, bro. It's like y'all after everything that he's been through, going from last season, the injury stuff, the shooting stuff. I mean, just so much. To see that was awesome, man. Now you feel like you really got a three-headed monster.
The little engine that could. Forget the Flash. He needs to go get a piece made with the little engine that could.
I like
dog that. at a was he $170, $160, $170? He was out there dragging people.
Come on, bro.
I was so impressed with him. I'm such a huge fan of his. He's at the moment I'm trying to decide what jersey I want to get.
I feel you.
Right? I'm really trying to decide because I mean, let's face it, the CJ is the CJ, right? I mean, everybody and their mother wants the CJ jersey. I always like picking up the oddballs, right? Like the oddball guys. The guys that aren't necessarily going to get the big jersey sales. Like I had an Owens jersey, right?
That's a good oddball.
I had a Ben Tate jersey.
Oh, bro, nobody. You had to get that custom made. Not even Ben Tate had that shit, I'm sure.
But I had to order it. I had to pick down from the drop box on the, you know what I'm saying? So like those are the I don't know, man. I always pay attention to the one oddball guy that doesn't necessarily get the shine, but's out there doing his thing. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just like I kind of feel like if I were to show up at a practice or something with a Ben Tate jersey, you know what I mean? Ben Tate's gonna be like, oh shit, where'd you get that?
Facts, bro. Facts.
So yeah, man, like Cushing and stuff like that. Obviously, Cushing was a big name for us, but I never bought a JJ Watt jersey for as big as JJ Watt was. I never bought an Arian Foster jersey. I never bought an Andre Johnson jersey. I always just bought the oddball guys, man. I kind of dig that because it lets people know it's like, oh, okay, this guy watches. Like,
bro,
you know what I'm saying?
Go get you a Dare and Gumbawale jersey.
Bro, don't even look. If he makes the cut, that's gonna be the guy.
That's an interesting point. We're gonna get into that when we talk about the RBs, man. But hey, let's start off this thing, Omar. Let's get into it, bro.
Yeah.
Stefon Diggs. Now, obviously, we saw the Tank Dell reception for the touchdown. We had the three-headed monster on the field, which is great. You know, that's what everybody been wanting to see since we've acquired stuff. And everything, all the rumors coming out of Buffalo, the reason why potentially he even got traded in the first place, the
Right.
dysfunction, is he a locker room cancer? Is he a diva? They
Right.
got some shots of him on the sideline, Omar, which I know you saw. Is Steff already being a diva over here, bro?
Look, so I watched that clip, and if you haven't seen it, it's all over Twitter. You can go find it because, of course, everybody and their mother jumped on it, right? They're like, "Oh, here we go. This is," you know what I mean? And we've mentioned it a couple of times, right? It's like it's a hot girl, right? It's like the hot girl who's single. It's like, all right, well, there's some guy out there that's tired of her shit, right?
Yeah.
But I went back and I watched that clip multiple times where I was like, all right, what's going on here? And I'm trying to like really pay attention and like really kind of lip read a little bit, but not really, you know what I'm saying? And I thought to myself, that don't look anything like two guys arguing.
Yeah.
You and I have gotten into good conversations, right? Where you're passionate about what you're talking about, or you're or like when you're excited about something and you guys are talking about something, you're both excited. Also, keep in mind, this was in game. Adrenaline's pumping. They're still in their uniforms. They're still full pads on.
The first game, right?
Yes, exactly. This is the first game, the first reps. Steph's got to be dealing with a ton of like not anxiety, but definitely anticipation and emotions. Right. This is his opportunity to show that, hey, it wasn't my fault. Buffalo mismanaged me or mishandled me or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So when I see that, I don't see anything other than two guys going over maybe the previous few plays. Maybe it was Seven just really telling them like, hey man, I saw you on that route, but here's why I went to Dell, or blah blah blah, whatever the case may be, right? Because there's a lot of that post run conversation that goes on between a quarterback and his receivers, a quarterback and his running back.
Especially when you're seeing a new team essentially for the first time, you're going against another squad, not your defense that you've been going against all training camp. It's like, hey, I saw this, CJ, like great pass, but if we get a different look, just the X's and O's, right?
So a lot of it gets broken down in film, right, during the week. That's a big portion of what these guys do throughout their weeks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's nothing like getting that immediate feedback.
For sure.
And that's what I saw. I saw two guys, two professionals. One, by the way, one much younger and one much more experienced.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's seen it all.
I would definitely see Stroud being open to accepting some insights from Diggs. And him being like, hey, bro, this is what I saw. Boom, boom, boom. And then CJ being like, oh, shit, man, you know what? That's right. I ain't say, you know what? But the next time, do this, blah, 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 blah. That's all I saw, man. I think the media is making nothing out of it.
So
now,
look,
I'm saying that this week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. It's yet to be seen, right?
Right.
But it's a couple things to that, right? Like you say, you hit the nail on the head when you said the media. All right.
The media.
It's 2024, Omar. We've lived through the worst of the worst with the media, bro. The media is going to take any story, spin it, turn it into clickbait, turn it into whatever it is that they want you to see. And they going to make that the narrative and they going to run with it, bro. He could have been like, yo, we definitely going to get tacos after the game, bro. Like, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Tacos is what we getting. And like, nah, like he's obviously been a cancer here in Houston already, So, yeah, I think it's all media hype. I think it's definitely 100% Buffalo trying to spin their narrative of like, this is
why we got rid of
the
him.
reason we don't want him here, And like you said earlier, man, in your point, because I totally 100% agree with you, man. Passion is passion, right? And passion comes off different ways. The most famous example of it is what we had last year in the Super Bowl. Travis Kelce. Kind of rushing up on Andy Reid, and you got your people that are like, well, that's a little too passionate, right? But look, for the record, I think he was wrong. You can't do that. You can't bum rush your coach. You can't put your hands on your coach,
I'll give you another one. Peyton Manning and Saturday. There's that big one, right? Where Peyton Manning got on Saturday's ass, and Saturday was like, well, no, this is why I did that. And I did, and Peyton Manning was like, you ain't calling the plays. I'm calling the plays. You do what I tell you to do,
Yeah.
And so there was some back and forth there too. You mean to tell me that Peyton Manning's a diva or Jeff Saturday's a diva?
No, they want to win. Bro, Tom Brady. How many times did you see Tom
Yes.
Brady having a spat on the sideline with this guy? Even coaches, you know, like
Hey, is it because they're black?
there it is. There you, bro. I think you hit the
Dun
nail on the
dun
head.
dun.
Plus the
Hey,
narrative
if
that
Wes Welker was
receivers.
hollering at Tom Brady like that, would we be having this discussion?
No, it'd be, oh, he's so passionate. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so passionate about
Look
the
at the
game.
passion on these guys,
Look at that.
man.
These guys are great. Great American boys.
Good old passionate boys. Ain't nothing, man. The media is making nothing out of. They're making nothing, something out of nothing. I don't think.
That's what they do, bro. And that's the
what they
media. That's what they do. You know. So I think I think we're on the same page with that, man. No, in no way, form, or fashion is Steff being a diva. He just wants to win. I think they have a good camaraderie. And look, Omar, the big thing is, even if he was being a diva, 7 ain't allowing that, bro. CJ is
Yes.
cool, calm, collected. He is the leader of this team. He's the
Yes.
quarterback that's not going to allow none of that shit, bro.
Let me tell you who ain't. I'm with you on that 100%. 7 ain't gonna allow it. D'Amico ain't gonna allow it.
No.
And oh man, I'm blanking on this. Why am I blanking on our OC's name right now?
Bobby Slowick.
Yeah, Bobby Slowick.
You
Bobby
made
ain't gonna allow
me forget his damn name too.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's this is the beauty of what's going on in Texas right now. I mean, with the Texans right now in Houston.
It's a great culture, bro.
Is that it's exactly, bro. Exactly.
It's a great culture.
And that culture is from top to bottom, all the way down.
Did you see they went to a concert this weekend? Did you see that shit?
Did you see Big Baby Huey shotgunning beers?
Yes.
Come on,
we win in the Super Bowl, bro. You get your owner up on the stage with your franchise quarterback and cowboy hat dripped out with
bro.
in the culture. You checking we win in the Super Bowl, dog. We win in the Super Bowl.
Listen, we've been media darlings, right? For the last 4 months, conceivably. And this is the first time that they've grabbed something and tried to poke at it. Because they haven't been able to poke at anything else.
Hey, and guess what? This ain't gonna be the last, bro.
It ain't gonna be the last.
That's what happens when you got the spotlight, man. You know, it's gonna come at you. So, but yeah, no, man. Steff is all good, bro. I think that's silly. Let's talk about something that I mentioned on our post game. For me, was the biggest takeaway, in my opinion. It's our running back situation, bro. Damion Pierce. Look, I'm gonna be a little controversial. All right. Damion Pierce is a guy that's easy to root for. He's been saying all the right things in the offseason, Omar. He's been saying that he knew, his sophomore season last season didn't go so well. He was a stud on a bad team his rookie year. And for all intents and purposes, man, he's been saying all the right things, you slimmed down, looks the part.
Right.
But he hasn't produced, man. He hasn't looked good, not just in the game from what all the fans saw, but even in training camp, man. I mean, it just hasn't materialized the way that you want to see it. And then you get a guy, you get Cam Akers, who essentially looked like he was just going to be a camp body after Joe Mixon went down with the soft tissue injury. Obviously, he's coming off of 2 Achilles injuries. So you're like, is this guy even going to make the team? Is he just somebody that's here to get additional reps? But Omar, the guy looks good. Another guy that doesn't just look good in the game situations is excelling in training camp. D'Amico Ryans is gushing over him, man, saying great things in his post-game interviews and in the interviews, the press conferences about him, man. He's slippery, man. Like we say, we naming him greased up deaf guy.
Deaf guy, that's right.
You can't get your hands on him. He's doing all the right things. So, Omar, I'm going to pose this question to you, bro. Do you think it's out of the realm of possibility that Cam Akers can essentially take Damion Pierce's spot, and where would that leave Damion Pierce?
So it's a good question, right? I think the first part of that question, I think, is absolutely plausible, right? If the numbers don't continue to show in the way that we want them to go, then, listen, we're talking about only 2 games of preseason, right? We're going on to our third preseason game, where the starters are going to get more reps, right?
Yep.
They played what, two series this past game. I think it was 2 series, right? So 2 series this past game. Most likely they'll end up playing the entire first quarter this next game.
I would think so, yeah.
Right. And then as we get into the last one, more than likely they'll end up playing the first half. Right. That's kind of
that's why I disagree with you.
You don't think they're going to play the whole thing out?
No, the last game of the preseason. The only reason I disagree with you is
for the
because
cuts.
is because remember we've shortened down the preseason from what they were years past. So
that's right.
Usually the fourth game of the preseason, that last game, is when you trying to get a good eye on those guys that are fringe, right? And I think they're going to do the same thing. The Texans, especially in particular this year, because we had the extra game, so we're getting 4 preseason games,
right?
Like usual. Plus, the biggest thing, we play the Rams the last preseason game, Omar, and we're doing practice reps with them. We're practicing with them all week. So we're going to get good scrimmages. We're going to see everything that we need to see from the starters. You don't need to see it in the game. That's essentially going to be
that's a good point.
Those bubble guys. So
even still, I mean, we're still only working with 2 games worth of data for Damion Pierce at the moment and Cam Akers. Yeah. And in this last game against Pittsburgh, 4 carries, 4 yards for Damion Pierce. That's not going to cut it. That's not going to get it. Cam Akers got 6 touches, 17 yards. And did he? I don't think he got any receiving yards. Yeah, he did. 3 catches for 24 receiving yards.
The numbers speak for themselves.
The numbers right now are speaking for themselves, right? Now, so that answers your first question. The first question was, can he replace Damion Pierce? I absolutely think that he can if the numbers continue to trend the way that they're trending.
Yeah.
Now, what does that do to Damion Pierce? Where does that leave us with Damion Pierce?
That's the $1 million question.
The $1 million question. Now, I'm going to take
literally because
to my guy.
Because of money, right?
No, well, not only that, but my guy Dare, he ain't no slouch either. Yes. Dare in this game, 3 touches, 10 yards. So he got more yardage on less touches.
Hey, that's more. Those are more yards, Omar. That's math.
That's exactly my point, right? So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's. I think Damion Pierce definitely has something to worry about with Cam Akers taking his position, right? Obviously behind Joe Mixon, but what's still up in the air and what's still yet to be seen is over the next 2 games, what is Dare going to do to put himself above and beyond, a reasonable doubt that he could be RB3.
I know you're not scared to say it, but I'm going to say it. All right. Cut his ass. Cut Damion Pierce right now. All right. He had a whole season last season to prove that he could do it, and he's not proving it now. I don't think the switch is gonna flip, Omar. And like you say, you got Cam Akers out there balling. It's night and day, right? He gets the ball, he does what he needs to do with the ball. And you brought up the great point. Dare Ogunbowale not only is outshining him for that 3rd spot, you'd be a damn fool to say, okay, Dame, we're gonna let Cam Akers, get your share, get your number 2 spot, and move you to the 3rd spot, and cut Dare or put him on the practice squad? No, somebody gonna pick him up. No, that's Damion Pierce spot is the number 2 running back. If he can't fill that role, guess what? You gotta go, brother.
Yeah,
you gotta go. There's just not room for you on the team. All right, because we always talk about it, Omar. The more you can do. Dare is great. It's special teams as well. Not only filling that role, as the RB3. So look, like I say, I'm not scared to say it. Damion Pierce is an easy guy to root for. We like the guy. He says the right things. He's a good guy. Hopefully he finds a landing spot. But if I'm the GM, I'm sorry, if I'm Nick Caserio, if I'm D'Amico, I'm having the conversations right now that it's time for him to go. I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
Yes. Yeah. I'm with you. And here's the other thing too. The other thing that's probably keeping him around is he's cheap at the moment. He just signed that deal, right? I mean, a couple years ago, it was like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago that they gave him that deal. 4 years, $4.5 million or something like that.
That has to be a rookie contract.
That's his rookie contract, right? So they're definitely not extending him.
No.
I mean, they're not going to re-sign him. They're not going to extend him. So what are we doing, right? He's not filling an RB2 role. He could potentially be getting outbeat by Dare for an RB3 role, and he's on a very cheap contract that we have no intentions of renewing. I mean, everything's looking like Damien's really not going to be here. I don't think he's making a squad. I'll be honest with
I'm with you, bro. I would be very. Honestly,
You've convinced me. He's not making a
I
squad.
would be disappointed at this point because
Yeah.
those are the type of decisions that you have to make. Those are the tough decisions you have to make when you not only run a successful sports franchise, when you run a successful business. You know,
Right.
you can like the person all day long. You can root for him. You could be on
Exactly.
their side. He could have an awesome personality, but at the end of the day, if they're not producing the way that you need them to, you got to go. You got to move on. You got to move on.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
So Ben, I think that's a great segue into our next point. if we're in the mode of being assholes and being and playing
making life-changing decisions for some of these guys.
let's just continue being assholes. All right,
Being
John Metchie, can you come into the office for a second, please?
Step right up, sir.
Yeah. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Oh man, it's so bad. Look, listen. Again, we're joking about this, guys, right? Like we're joking and we're having fun about it.
No, we ain't.
But no. But listen, this is such a phenomenal problem that we have at the moment.
Yeah, for
right?
sure. For sure.
It's a phenomenal problem that we're having at the moment. We have so much talent on this team at the starting position and sometimes even the secondaries that we're the conversation is around these fringe guys.
Yeah.
And who's going to bring more depth into the conversation, because that's what killed us last year.
You're right, Omar.
So,
yeah, 100%.
This is great conversation. It sucks for some of these guys, but listen, we're going to win a Super Bowl here.
You bring up a fantastic point. At no point have we been sitting here talking about, oh man, like who needs to be the starter? Like so and so look better, put him in the starting position. I'm worried about this position and how we're gonna look against these teams, bro. We're talking about the depth guys, because we know our starters. How many? We gush over our starters. We know we're gonna be a matchup nightmare for everybody that we play. So yes, it's a fantastic problem.
Great problem to have. So you had asked me this originally, right? And I kind of posed the question to you in a different manner, just to garner a little more interaction in the comment section. So those of you listening along, put down in the comments, because the question is pretty simple. We got three guys that are kind of fringe guys that are all vying for the same spots, right? We obviously got our three-headed
in the receiving room,
in the receiving room, exactly. We got the three-headed monster that we know is going to be there, that nobody's messing with, right? However, we got three guys that potentially are going to be fighting for the same spots. So we got Metchie, Bobby Trees, and Xavier Hutchinson.
Yep.
And the question is, who do you bench, or who do you start? Who do you bench, and who do you cut?
Yeah. Fuck, marry, kill. Metchie was a
Hutch. Well, that's, I mean, you know.
It's the same thing, right?
It's the same thing. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It's the same thing. If we, if we want to go at it like that, I gotta go with, based off what I've seen in the preseason, and everybody may not agree with this, I'm starting Hutch out of these guys, right? We're not touching the big three. We're not touching the three-headed monster. I'm benching Woods and definitely cutting Metchie.
That's so hard to argue with, man.
Hey,
that's so hard to argue with.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie, and here are the numbers. Because I agree with you 100%. That's exactly how I was rolling. Hutch, start, bench Woods, cut Metchie.
Yeah.
So in the game against the Bears, Metchie, 1 catch, 4 yards. Hutch, 5 catches, 56 yards.
He had a great game.
And Bobby Trees didn't play.
Yeah.
So he was out of that one.
Can't hold that against him.
Huh?
Can't hold that one against
him. Can't hold that one against him, right? So then we go into next week. Hutch, 1 catch, 4 yards. Metchie, 1 catch, 7 yards. Bobby Trees, 4 catch, 42 yards.
Yeah.
So the only one that hasn't really performed out of either one of those in either one of those games is John Metchie.
Yeah. And he had a lot more time on the field that second game, a lot more opportunity to put up some stats, and a huge drop. Obviously it was, I don't want to say it was a huge drop because the scenario wasn't there, but it's just when you're trying to make a team, a drop is bad. You can't drop the ball.
Every catch is under a microscope.
Yeah. Now, Omar, we have 3 guys on this list but guess what? There's more guys
Oh, there's
that are in the
definitely more.
running to make this team. You got Ben Skoranek, who we traded for. He's another guy that's a special teamer, but somebody that arguably I feel like is a lock is Steven Sims, you know,
Yeah,
because of the kickoff rules. All
right,
these guys are vying for these receiver positions to get into the receiver room. Like we say all the time, we got the three-headed monster.
right,
That's look, they're there. We didn't
right.
even bring up Noah Brown.
No, we
Noah
didn't.
Brown's a lock. He's
Right.
on contract. So look, Noah Brown's a lock. All right.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, I'm sorry, Bobby Trees looks like he may be a lock, which is surprising to me, but he's been looking all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Steven Sims is somebody that I said I feel like is a
I think
lock.
he's a lock. He's the starter on special teams, 100%.
Yeah. So, bro, what is that? That's already 6 guys. Normally, teams only roll with 6 receivers, right? But if we're
Right.
gonna keep a 7th, who would the 7th be? Is it gonna be
Right.
Xavier Hutchinson? There's no room, in my opinion. Like I say, we're playing asshole right now.
Right.
We're just being assholes. All right. Go ahead, get comfortable, Metch. We're gonna talk for a second. All right. There's just not room for you on this team, brother.
No, there isn't.
Great story, great guy. Everybody's rooting for him, man.
There's just no room.
It's
There's
no
an
room.
abundance of talent here, and there's no room, unfortunately.
And
You know,
Omar,
you were talking about Skoranek, right? I mean, Skoranek right now with Schultz, obviously our number one guy. Brevin Jordan's hurt. Quintiriano's hurt. And then we got Cade Stover. I mean, do we normally roll with 2 or no? What do we do?
I think we normally roll with 3 tight ends.
3 tight ends, right? So that puts Skoranek in the running for that tight end spot.
But he's a receiver.
But he could run that tight end spot. Isn't that what he was doing in
he's like a hybrid type guy. I feel you. You know, he lines
that's
up.
What I'm saying.
He lines up everywhere. He lines up in the fullback position. He'll line up your tight end position, receiver position. But typically, if you're gonna have him on a roster, I do believe that he would take a receiver roster spot. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. If they want to get creative, possibly. But like you named, we have 4 good tight ends, Omar.
Right.
I mean, who he gonna say, whose position is he gonna take? You know, in the tight end room.
I'm just saying, if Jordan and Quintiriano are both having injury issues, right?
These are you know, that's our
tissue
premature panic, right? These are the type of premature panic injuries. I think they're good though.
Well, what that is that's my depth PTSD, right? Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I want to fill every slot in our lineup with good quality guys. More importantly, that can perform, but also that won't get hurt.
Yeah.
And here we are in week 2.
Omar, like, have you ever been hurt?
Have you ever had a cold? Twisted your ankle? Because if you have,
you injury prone.
Exactly. It's like, you know what, man? I actually bumped my knee one time when I was 6. Sorry.
It's like the squad for you.
This ain't the squad for you, buddy. You got to go.
That's hilarious. That's that you talk about being an asshole.
Hey, listen. Hey, we're going to win Super Bowl here. Everything that comes out of my brain and out of my mouth has to do with going backwards from a Super Bowl win, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
We're going to win the Super Bowl, right? So what did it take for us to get there? It took flawless execution from our starters, which we already know is there. The other piece of it is flawless execution from our defense. Maybe we might not be flawless, but we're in a pretty good spot defensively.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not our fault.
Then the only thing that we can't control, that we can only try to be as prepared for as possible, is the injury bug.
Yeah.
And the way you prepare for the injury bug, it's so unpredictable. We're talking weeks 13 through 17, right? Who's going to be there? Yeah. It's going to be all the longevity guys and those RB2s and RB3s, WR1s, 2s and 3s. Those guys are going to be getting a lot of shine during that time if, in fact, we run into some issues with the injury bug.
Right? Yeah, no, I mean, you're 100% right, man. Throughout the years, Omar, how many teams have you seen cross the finish line or hoist up the Lombardi Trophy simply because they just had enough soldiers?
Yeah.
You know, we saw it that year with a couple years ago, I believe it was San Francisco.
Yeah,
bro, they didn't even have a quarterback.
Exactly.
And Philadelphia beat them. if they had a serviceable quarterback, they win that game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now that they ultimately didn't win it all, but it's just it's if you're healthy or not, right? So
Right.
I'm totally with you. I think that you're a little you're a little tight on your requirements. For
it's
sure.
it's like when your dad goes to give you a high five and you go like that.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling right now when it comes to this injury bug.
Hey,
I need my team stacked, and I need it
I'm
stacked
with you though.
I need it stacked with killers, and I need it stacked with killers made out of adamantium. That's what I need.
Hey, guess who else got to be a killer? The coach and the GM, bro. You got to be a killer with that axe, bro. You can't hesitate. Can't spare feelings right now, man. That's
look.
Like you say.
Send them edible arrangements and a dozen flowers, bro. They'll be all right.
Yeah, man. Speaking of that, bro, it's like, has Metchie even done enough to garner the attention of another team, bro? That's what I'm worried about. Because he is a good guy. We know his history. We know what he's been through, man. Right. I would love to see him land with another squad. I've heard him possibly tied to Carolina. Let him go back with Lil Mini-Me, Bryce Young, bro. You know, they got that connection. Cool. Perfect. They ain't going to win no games.
And listen,
let him have fun. Let him get paid.
Yeah, let him get paid. And I hope he has an amazing season.
Yeah, for sure.
An amazing season.
100%.
Just not when they play us, but
yeah.
Matter of fact, you know what? I'd actually be all right with him going. Like, I mean, get your catches and all that stuff. Don't beat, you ain't gonna beat us, but
they ain't gonna play us unless they make it to the Super Bowl, which ain't gonna happen.
Which ain't gonna happen. Oh, that's right. Oh, you said Carolina. Okay.
Yeah, let them ball out, bro. Let them have 100 yards every game. Like, be great. Be great, bro. Be great. Speaking of other teams, man. Other teams around the league. Let's go around the horns real quick, bro, because we did see some action from other NFL teams, man, in particular, guys that teams that we're gonna face this season, and let's get it out the way, bro. Let's talk about one guy in particular that we have had a lot of fun with on this channel at his expense. And Mr. Caleb Williams, man, over there with the Chicago Bears.
Yo.
He looked good.
He looked real good.
Yeah,
he looked real good. He threw that one full sprint across the body, Patrick Mahomes like pass. I think it was like a 30 or 40-yard pass.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh,
yep.
Okay.
Only where his receiver could get it.
I mean, put it right in the breadbasket. I mean, it was a beautiful throw. He was on the run. He made several throws on the run. I think it was. Let me see. Now you're gonna make me pull up his stats. Because
go ahead, man.
Like you said, we've been having some fun at his expense, obviously, and it's easy to do, right? I mean, he's kind of a different guy. 4 for 7, 95 yards, no touchdowns though. But geez, man.
But it looked good. I mean, it's preseason, right? I mean, just because the stats don't show a touchdown on it, don't mean that he didn't put them in the position to get there and excel. Now, and obviously he did, right? There was that one no look, the little shovel pass that Swift took for about 40, 50 yards.
Well, let me ask you that. Let me ask you about that. Because I watched that particular play a little more carefully.
Okay.
I think he got lucky.
Okay.
Hey, I think he got lucky. I think that was I think he panicked a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think because who did he get? Who did he give that to? Was it Wheel? No, it wasn't
Swift.
Wheeler.
It was
Swift. That's right. Swift to DeAndre. Yeah. I don't know. Did they consider that? They considered that a throw.
It's a forward.
Yeah, I guess a shovel pass, right? It's the same thing.
But bro, I'm with you. Okay, I'm with.
He looked a little scrambly in that one. He looked a little.
With him being a rookie. Yeah, with him being a rookie, very first game, very first NFL action, you more so want to lean towards what you're saying, right? Because that makes sense. Like you get happy feet as a rookie, first game action, trying to get rid of the ball. 100% could have been luck, but if Patrick Mahomes does it, that's not luck.
Calculated.
That's calculated.
Purely calculated. He saw that 10 steps ago.
Yeah. And his comps have always been Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
couple of good running plays he pulled off.
Trust me, Omar. Nobody wants to hate on this brother more than me. So I hate to have to wear the egg on the face right now and be like, yeah, he had a good game. We see him week 2. people have been chiming at us about calling them sassy soldiers and
right.
coming to the defense of a man.
That's all right.
I'm with it, you know. But hey, the boy looked good.
Boy looked good.
He had
We'll
a
say
good,
that.
he had a
He
good game.
looked good, and I'm really curious to see how he does. Some people are even already throwing out Rookie of the Year. Let's relax.
Well, like we talked about, Omar, his
Right.
bar has been set high because of our guy.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
of CJ Stroud,
For
right?
sure.
And that's the bar, that's the standard that I'm sure he himself wants to try to live up to. You can't have a guy the previous season put up historic numbers and you not think like, oh yeah, well that's where I want to be. This is the new standard. You know, anything less is going to be a disappointment, right? So, dude, he has the luxury of having a much better team than CJ did. I mean, they put
the first time
a
around,
squad around him. Yeah, the first, his rookie year. They got a squad around him, bro. So hey, look, he has every opportunity to excel, to be good. Like I say, we see him week 2. So it's not a lot of reps in between, now and then, coming in with the rookie. So
we're gonna see about him. We're gonna see
We're
about him.
We're gonna see. We're gonna get a good shot, man. Now, somebody who did not look good, Omar, and that's a lot more prevalent within our division to the Texans. Anthony Richardson, man.
He has. So you'll know better about this than I will. I didn't keep up with that. Let me see.
Yeah, you could pull up his stats, man. And I don't think the stats honestly even tell the whole story of how bad he looked. Now, Anthony Richardson, I've gone on record. I've said that I wanted the Texans to draft Anthony Richardson. But he's a specimen, dude. Like
he is.
He's a man amongst boys, and I was like, dude, I've said that I felt like, CJ is a better, possibly he's a better player right now. This is last year, before CJ got on the field, before anybody performed, right? Just looking at the rookie prospects, I was like, I think CJ's better right now, but I thought that the ceiling was higher for Anthony Richardson. So I was like, man, I hope that the Texans go ahead and take the chance on him. Given obviously what we know now, with hindsight being 2020, you'd be a damn fool to take anybody in the league over CJ Stroud.
Exactly.
So that being said, man, AR did not look good, in the outing in the preseason. Obviously, he's coming off injuries. Didn't play a lot in his rookie year because of injury. But guess what, Omar? He hadn't played a lot of football, period.
Exactly.
He's always been hurt. And his style of play may lend himself to just be that kind of guy. It's like, look, he's good as he can be when he's healthy.
Right.
But his style of play lends himself to just always be such a wild card risk that he may not always be serviceable. Now, speaking, as a human, like you don't want to see that. You want to see him play as much as possible. But speaking as a Texans fan,
no, they're in the our division,
sideline, brother.
Yeah, they're in our division. They're in our division. Fuck them. I hope he's an ankle.
Medical tent.
I'm with you, man. Shout out to our guy John. I know he's hating us right now, but
facts are facts, right? I mean, at the end of the day, like we always say, numbers don't lie. Is time of play doesn't lie. So it is what it is, as a fan. And we've said all props to the Colts, because I feel like that's the only team in our division that I'm truly like a little worried about. Like, these guys can get with us on the field. I think ultimately we'll have a better record, all that kind of stuff. But head to head matching up,
they always have our number, don't they?
They always got our number. Yeah,
they always have our number. There's always something. Something always happens. It happened last year. More than likely, it'll happen this year.
For sure.
They always got our number. Now I'm hoping that's not the case, because I got us beating everybody in our division every time we play them.
Yeah. Everybody high on the Jags. Like, the Jags are supposed to be this. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is supposed to be this great guy. It's like they sus to me, dog. They are frauds.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna. Yeah, they're gonna get exposed, definitely. But then again, there's a lot of people out there saying that the Texans are gonna get exposed. I don't know how, right? Because the whole sentiment now is, who you covering, right? Like, who you covering, right?
Yeah, man.
You and I have been talking about that since our first episode. Who you gonna cover?
I think that's a wish, bro. I think that's a hardcore wish that some people have. Like, oh no, they're gonna come back down to earth. How, bro? We got better. We got better, and we're showing it. You know, in the short stints of the preseason and training camp. I don't see where there's cause for people to say there's going to be a decline. I just I don't see it.
That's hopeful wishful thinking on their
by the haters. Man, do we want to mention these before we get out of here, man? And obviously, we appreciate everybody that's still rocking with us right now. If you're still here, man, you know you the shit, and we love you. You know how YouTube works. We don't need to go into all of it. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell notification so you know when to get these things, man. We're gonna come at you heavy and often throughout the year. Before we get out of here, Omar, do we briefly want to talk about the Olympics? Men's USA basketball, the devil, as the French announcers coined him, Stephen Curry.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen a more unreal performance on that level of competition? Right, given the stakes. I'm saying, like, given the stakes, right? Like, I'm with you.
So let's talk about it. Was Team USA ever in any trouble? I mean, really?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, the one game against what was it, South Sudan, where we almost lost?
Well, that was the friendly, that was the exhibition, right? So if they would have lost it, it really wouldn't have mattered. But you know, I think that kind of induced the panic. You know, it kind of like people were kind of flirting with the panic button a little bit, like, hey, what the hell?
I'm the biggest LeBron James hater on the face of this earth and this side of the Mississippi. all I'm saying is that when you got Steph Curry, LeBron James, and KD all on the same team, you ain't winning a game. You ain't winning a single game. You might get close. You might make some baskets. You might have a little run, right? You might have a little run. But those three, those are just walking runs. All three of those.
On paper, you got to play that. You got to play the game. And bro, I didn't
watch a single Team USA game.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I watched the games. You know what I'm saying? Well,
that's like people tuning in to watch me fight Canelo. For what? You know what's gonna happen. He's gonna beat the dog shit out of me, and it's not even gonna be a fight.
That's like watching the Avengers go up against the kindergarten class.
Bro, it's like, what are we doing here? Of course they won.
Okay, but that being said, and I know, you know, people watching this right now, they watch the games, they're probably thinking the same thing. Like, hey, be that as it may, on paper, yes, we're supposed to run through everybody. But Omar, the game has caught up around the world. You could arguably say that the best players in the NBA and the association right now are not American.
Agreed.
You know, Jokic is obviously from Serbia. Luka is I can't remember exactly where he's from, but dude, these are arguably the best guys in the NBA. They're from around the world, man. And that French team, they've played together for years. They have that camaraderie. We're talking about a team sport, right? We're not talking about LeBron or KD going one-on-one, you know, against some random person. In team sports, bro, you can get beat, especially that Serbia game, dog. They were supposed to lose that game.
But that Serbia game is because of who, though? Because of Jokic. Exactly.
Well, Bogdanovic had a great game.
He did too.
I mean, they almost
couldn't. That's gonna suck for Bog because he hurt his elbow. Ooh, that's gonna be tough for him.
Man, anyway. And he was talking shit. He was talking mad shit during the game too. So
you know, he reminds me of what's old buddy? That's God, man, I can't remember his name. Serbian player from the 90s.
Was it Stojakovic?
Stojakovic. There you go. Stojakovic.
Yeah.
Just wiry, shit talky.
Yeah. Hey, well, you can back it up. Like I say, it's like
for sure.
That Serbian team had to like write down on a whiteboard the absolute keys to winning the game, and they checked all the boxes. They did every single thing they needed to do to win that game, and just came up short. Mostly because of the heroics, the unreal, the unhuman ability of Steph Curry.
Yeah,
you know, he played hero in the Serbia game and the France game.
But it's not. But what I'm saying is that like, so I agree with you, right? The way he played in that fourth quarter was absolutely heroic. It was absolutely mind blowing, right? No, I'll agree with you that it was absolutely heroic. I don't agree with you that it was mind blowing.
Well,
and the reason why is because we've seen him do it multiple times.
I told you guys in the group chat. Only Rockets fans and Cavalier fans can truly empathize with the way that the French team is.
I agree, 100%
right now.
He's just done it too many times.
Yeah, but it's not normal, Omar. That's not.
I get that. It's
not normal.
I get that. But are you going to be surprised that Superman is soaring through the sky? Of course not. He's Superman.
I feel you, bro.
You know what I mean?
I can't argue with
level. That's the level of greatness that we're talking about here when it comes to Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Is that like you're impressed by it, and that's great because you're a fan and I'm a fan, right? But
I have bad respect. I'm a Rockets fan. That's the level of respect that I have for Steph
100%.
Same with LeBron James. I'm not a LeBron James fan. I just have that level of respect for him. I know you don't.
Yeah, but so, I mean, the only reason he was out there playing was because he, jacked to the tits on Tremblone. But anyway, we have seen it so many times, and how many times have we seen just the ice cold 3-pointer where he shoots it and walks away? I mean, just that's Steph Curry, man, one of the greatest shooters, if not the greatest shooter to ever play the game of basketball.
There's no question. There's no debate about it. He is 100% absolutely, undoubtedly the greatest shooter.
He changed the way basketball is played.
Yep. Facts.
Changed the way basketball is played.
Facts. Now, bro, like I say, if obviously you said you didn't watch a minute of it, man, you missed.
I watched the France game just because Wemby was there.
Yeah.
Just because Wemby was there, which I'm glad I did because LeBron got nuts all in his face.
Man, yeah, I
and he tried to bitch. You know what pissed me off? He tried to take the charge, and then once he saw that it wasn't gonna work, and he was about to get a mouthful of testicles, he tried to bitch out and get out of the way. What a pussy! He should have taken that shit like a man. He was gonna take it, and he realized it wasn't gonna work for him, and he realized he was about to get posterized, and he realized he was about to be trending on Twitter immediately after, and he tried to like get out of the way, man.
Hey, but I guarantee you this. That guy, I know he's gonna get a phone call from the Lakers.
Somebody's gonna call him.
I think it's gonna be from the Lakers, bro. That usually happens, right? When a guy gets the best of you or a guy gets in your face. I mean, all the greats have done it, man. Right. Kobe's made the call out to like Matt Barnes, like, yo, if he crazy enough to fuck with me, then he good enough to join the squad, man. So, I think he gets a phone call, man. He's a baller. He deserves to be in the NBA, bro. But I'm glad you watched that France game, bro.
I did. That
was a good game. Steph Curry, oh my God. Yeah. They cut it to 3. They cut it to a 3-point lead, and Steph hit that 3-pointer of the first of 4 in a row?
4 in a row, back to back.
And he was just like, all right, calm down, guys. I got y'all.
That's a cute little lead you got over there, buddy. Good job.
Be ashamed if something were to
Oh, you like that one? Watch this.
Did you see the meme, the picture of LeBron James and Kevin Durant standing wide open?
Oh, yeah.
Right outside the lane.
Completely
useless. And everybody on Steph, and Steph jacking up the 3. The only person on the planet that could take that shot and then not be like, what the hell are you doing?
Right. The other iconic picture that's going to come out of that, and we'll wrap up with this, was Wembanyama trying to block the shot and just being completely useless.
I gotta look at that.
Dude,
man, I want. I wouldn't mind reliving that.
It's a great photo, man. I mean, it was an amazing photo. Wembanyama literally standing, I don't know, 5 feet above him, like just hands in the air. He's already an alien.
Yeah,
and trying to block his shot to just an exercise in futility.
How do you hit that with that?
Man,
that giant.
You're Steph Curry.
That's because you're Steph Curry. I'm with you. That's a good way to end, man. Again, man, thank y'all for being here. Do all the YouTube stuff, man. Be sure to get our videos.
Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell because we are going live after the games. We had a blast on the last one. It was
so much
awesome.
fun. And with the unique ability for you to join.
Call in.
Come join us on the stream right now. It's not just typing
Right.
in with the questions. Actually be on video with us and chime in. We we had a guest on last week. We want to do it again, man. So definitely do all those things, man. We appreciate y'all being here.
Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.